Good evening, students. Students, today I am going to teach you the third chapter, Deep Water, written by William Douglas. This chapter is about the experience of fear of drowning. The author has the fear that he would drown in the water. But how he comes out of it, this chapter talks about these things. So the lesson Deep Water is an excerpt from Of Men and Mountain. It is taken from the book called Of Men and Mountains by William Douglas. He recounts a childhood experience. In this chapter, he talks about recalling his experience of his fear of water, how he conquers that fear of water. In English we call it, when somebody has fear of water, it is called hydrophobia, aquaphobia we can say. It describes how he was nearly drowned in a swimming pool. He had a very bad experience when bruiser, when bully, a bad boy, tried to duck him, tried to drown him in the water, just for the fun. But how he came out of it, he was completely buried under the fear of water. In this essay, he talks about his fear of water and thereafter how he finally overcome that fear. So this chapter is about this thing, that how the narrator, how William Douglas overcome his fear of water. And there is saying in English, if you keep on trying your 100%, if you keep on giving your 100%, nobody can stop you. And there is a saying in Hindi, you must have heard, dar ke aage jeet hai. If you conquer your fear, then nobody can stop you. So basically this chapter talks about this thing. So we learn by point. Now the first point, that what happens, what was the reason behind the fear of water the author had. The narrator decided to learn to swim. The narrator wanted to learn that he would learn swimming. And there was a pool at YMCA where he was living. There was a pool, and the name of that pool was YMCA. Now what is YMCA? YMCA means Young Men's Christians Association. It offered him a good opportunity. There he could go and learn swimming. Swimming in the Yakima River was quite dangerous. The place where he used to live, there was a river called Yakima, but his mother warned him going there. That if you go there, so many people have drowned in the water of this river. So that water of this river is very treacherous, is very dangerous. His mother had warned against it, but the YMCA pool, the swimming pool where the author wanted to learn, it was safe for swimming. It was 2 to 3 feet deep at the shallow end. At the shallow end, it was only 2 to 3 feet, so it is difficult. Nobody would easily drown into that. At the deep end, it was 9 feet, and the slope was gradual. William Douglas had developed an aversion, but the problem here lies is that he had a lot of fear. He had a lot of fear for water, from the beginning. Once he stood, because why he had that fear? He had that childhood fear. Once he went to the beach with his father, and once a wave of water swept over him and knocked him down while they were surfing, he was surfing with his father. And at that point of time, a wave swept over him and knocked him down. He was buried in water and he was frightened. So this childhood fear didn't allow him to learn swimming. So this was the reason that why he was not able to learn swimming. So even he started attending swimming classes at YMCA, he was frightened. He felt that he would not be able to learn it. So the YMCA pool revived those unpleasant memories when he started attending classes for swimming at YMCA club, that fear again it got activated, and his childish fear, something is rooted. He had this fear was rooted inside his mind that he would be drowned into the water. So this fear was actually making him nervous that he would not be able to learn swimming. So the narrator was, when he once what happened, he went to the pool at the YMCA club. He was alone, and he did not dare to go inside the water alone. He was waiting for others. He was just sitting at that place and he was waiting for others, that they would, when other would come and he would start swimming with them. So he did not have that he did not have that courage to go inside the water alone. Then came a big bully of a boy, but a boy who was really not good. He was a bruiser. He was, you can say, he just this kind of student who get just fun in teasing other. So a bruiser, a boy who was really not good, he came there. He was a beautiful physical specimen, yes, but the positive thing in him was that physically he was very fit. He came there, that boy came, and he just asked the author, "Hi Skinny, how would you like to be ducked if I just put you underwater?" Then he picked the narrator up and tossed him into the deep end. So what did he do? He just tossed him into the water, and he went down at once to the bottom in a sitting posture. In a sitting position, he just went going towards the bottom of the water. He was frightened, but not out of his wits. He was scared, but still he had his intelligence working for him. He decided to make a big jump from the bottom. He thought that as soon as he would go, his legs would touch the bottom of the water, he would jump and again he would come to the surface of the water. But it didn't happen. He would try to come to the surface. He would lie flat on the water, but finally he would paddle to the edge of the pool. But really, again, what problem he had? The thing was that he was not able to come out of it very easily. Those 9 feet, because in the deep end, the depth of the water was only 9 feet, but those 9 feet were 90 feet for him. His lungs were ready to burst. But when he hit the bottom, he gathered all his strength. When his feet touched the bottom of the water, he thought that now I would jump off and come to the surface of the water, but he could not. He gathered all his strength. He made a great spring. He made a great jump upwards. He came up rather slowly, but he opened his eyes but saw nothing but water. He grew panicky. He became very fearful. He was scared. He was frightened. He was suffocating. He was not able to take proper amount of oxygen. He tried to cry, but no sound came out. He swallowed water, because what he was taking was nothing but water, and choked up. His legs were paralyzed and rigid, because just due to fear his legs were not working. Because when you are swimming, if your hands and legs are working properly, then that swimming process becomes very easy. But in this case, as he was very scared and frightened, he was not able to do it. So he felt paralyzed. His legs were rigid. His legs were not working due to fear. A great force pulled him under water. He felt that something was actually pulling him under, and he was feeling dizzy. He felt that he was not conscious. He went down endlessly. Then stark terror and the terror of getting drowned in the water seized him. He was not able to come out of the water. His arms would not move. He tried to call for help. He wanted somebody to help him, but he could not. Nothing happened. He sucked for air. He wanted to breathe but got only water. He wanted to have oxygen but could not. What he got was nothing but water. Then his all efforts went futile. It was useless. All his efforts ceased. He felt like sleeping. He felt that now it is better I should not make my efforts, because he has already accepted his death. Now he would die. It is better. Now it is, he has already, he felt that now even doing effort would not give him any result. So he felt like sleeping. He crossed to oblivion. He started forgetting everything. He has crossed his, he felt that now his mind is not working. He felt that he has gone before that unforgetful state. And when he woke up, he found himself lying on his stomach beside the pool. But God was with him. He was saved. He was taken out of water. And when he came to consciousness, when he became normal, he found himself lying on his stomach beside the pool. He was vomiting a lot of water. He has actually swallowed, so he was vomiting. The chap who threw him, the boy, that bully, that bad boy who threw him into the water, he just said that I was doing nothing. I just wanted to fool him. Look, student, sometime we make so many mischief, but don't do such kind of things at the cost of the life of others. If it hurts somebody, if it is really harmful for somebody, then we should be really very careful. Even we love to make pranks, but such kind of pranks where it would hurt somebody, it would create problems, then we should be really, who will be held responsible for that. So at that point of time, we should be careful. We should not do such things. Even in schools, even when you are with your friends, yes, you can talk, you can make fun of each other, but not physically. He was only fool. He said that bully, that boy, who threw the narrator into the water. He just said that I was just fooling. I was just taking fun. But the narrator had, he nearly died. He just came back, because when he was going under the water, he just felt that he would die. Because already he had accepted his death, and he has already gone beyond oblivion, where he was not able to come to his senses. He has even lost his wits. Fear constantly haunted him. But after this incident, what happened? He was not able to concentrate on anything. For days he was constantly haunted. He was scared by the fear. He never went back to the pool, and from that day he decided that I should not go to the pool. I would stop swimming. And he feared water and avoided it. He thought it is better I should avoid swimming whenever he could, because that fear, sometimes it is said, the fear of unknown is more fearful than the known. Like, take an example of corona. We know that the mortality rate, the death rate of this disease is only 3 to 4%, but still it has affected 95% people. Everybody has that fear that if he or she gets infected with this disease, then really, and that fear is causing problem for us. You would find that already government has lifted all the whatever the problems we had in lockdown. Government has lifted this lockdown, but still people are really getting fearful. People feel they should not go to such places, public places. People are really fearful of even going to attend social gatherings. So just imagine, students, what problem we are right now facing. But it is said that our awareness can really save us. The more awareness we have, the more we can fight with this disease. And what happened? For so many days, this child, means the author, was haunted by the fear of drowning in the water. So, whenever he went near water, the terror would seize him. The terror would actually make him scared. His legs got paralyzed, and when he put his foot underwater, his feet stopped working. His feet got paralyzed. Icy horror would grab his heart. Look, students, it is said that if we have more fear inside, that fear cannot allow us to give our best. And this is very common to our life also. When you want to give your best, and at that point of time, if you have that fear inside, then really that fear never allows us to give our best. So we should do our best to come out that fear. But how we can come out of that fear? Not by avoiding it, by facing it. Students have fear of exam, fear of learning, fear of getting failure. But it is said that the failure is the key to success. But how that failure can be the key to success? Just by facing the failure in life. If you are not good at English, then what we can do? By reading a lot, by speaking, by reading, by interacting with your friend, you can improve your English. But the thing is that nowadays what has happened, students really are more focused, they are more interested in social networking sites, and there they are whole day wasting their time. They are not interested. But student, really mind it, please. You are wasting your most valuable time, and in future those who have more knowledge would be considered, really they would have upper hand, and they would be given jobs, even physically and mentally. Those who are fit in this really very difficult time in this corona age, if you are mentally and physically fit, then you can do any job. And just imagine, if you are physically fit only but you don't have knowledge, then it is really very petty kind of jobs are waiting for us, and such jobs we don't deserve. We deserve such jobs where we are paid handsomely, and you'll be paid handsomely only if you give your best today. And that best would come only if you just try to feel that what you are good at. Okay, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good become best, your good become better, and your better becomes best. So what I mean to say, best would not come in a day. Your fear of language. So, even when I was a child, when I was studying in 8th, 9th standard, I was not that good at English, but just by practicing, speaking with friends, reading, all these things together, really it has improved me a lot. And look, life itself is an ongoing process. We just need to keep on progressing, and life never comes to an end. Okay, life comes to an only when we are not giving our best. So next point, what happened? So author thought it, look, if I will keep this kind of fear in my mind, then this fear will keep on haunting me, and it would never allow me to live my life comfortably and normally. So that fear stayed with him as the years rolls by. So many years passed, but still he was living his life with the fear of drowning. He felt if he put his feet underwater, he would not be able to come out of it. Really, this kind of fear, once it gets instilled in your mind, if that fear gets rooted in your mind, then it becomes very difficult to come out of it. But student, I would say fear is like that. Like I would say, the language comes from the heart. If you don't have fear of language, if you don't have fear, like some subject you are very good at, where you are asked question, you are without wasting a second you give answers. Why? Because you don't have fear of it. In the same way, okay, when you are having fear, that fear doesn't allow us to give our best. But we never know what we are good at. Okay, if you are good at technology, then use your technology and learn more. But when you can learn more, if you have deep desire of learning more. Now, next paragraph. Now, what happened? The author thought, now it is better I should hire an instructor to learn swimming. So, what he did, he started learning swimming with the help of an instructor. So, the author got an instructor and learned swimming. The narrator employed an instructor. He went to the swimming pool every day, but with some precautionary measure because he was too much frightened of drowning. He practiced 5 days a week. Students, have you heard about Michael Phelps? Uh, this great swimmer from America. When he was a child, it was very difficult for him to even get education. He was not that good at studying, so even his teacher said really he would not be able to get educational success. It is better he should do something else. So he was very focused. He was very interested in learning swimming. So when he started learning, when he learned